In a time of crisis, is Bitcoin a safe harbor? Today I wanted to look at Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies in general, and look at them in the time of the pandemic. Do they preserve value for investors? What I like about Bitcoin, or really any cryptocurrency, is they're beyond the reach of government intervention. By that I mean governments don't create Bitcoin. You, the consumer, you, the investor, are the persons that create and keep Bitcoin solid. While Bitcoin may be beyond the reach of sovereign governments, it doesn't mean it's beyond the reach of market fluctuation. And let's have a look at the price of Bitcoin just to see how much it's gone up and down in the last really 4 or 5 years. You can see here the price of Bitcoin is about $11,000 per coin. Is that expensive or cheap? We'll come to that. But look at where Bitcoin was just down in 2010. But all along the way, Bitcoin has had something of a ride. Its high has been about $20,000 per coin. Its low has been about $5,000. So if you've been an investor that whole time, yes, you've made money, but you've also had some sleepless nights. There is a ratio out there, and I think it's one that you need to study and get familiar with. It's called NVT, the network value to transactions. And what does it mean? Well, it's a complicated formula, and I'm not going to go into the formula here on the Investment Advisor, but I will say that it's one I want you to look up and study at your leisure, because it will give you a bit of a thumbprint whether Bitcoin is cheap or whether it's expensive. What do I mean by that? You can see along this line, if you look at the NVT shows you the number of Bitcoins in circulation versus the amount of goods and services that Bitcoin itself can purchase. Sometimes Bitcoin is up in these range, and that would give you a sell signal. Sometimes it's down here where the green line is, and that would give you more of a buy signal. So let's say you're at home, on your laptop, on your phone, whatever it is you use to trade cryptocurrency. If you at least factor in NVT, you'll have a bit of a heads up whether Bitcoin is expensive or cheap. What we're seeing in the crisis with Bitcoin is that it has established itself almost as a national currency. It may be the national currency of independent consumers around the world, independent investors, and that's good. At a market cap of more than $200 billion, net Bitcoin is here to stay. That's all the time we have today on the Investment Advisor. I'm your host, Matthew Stevenson, in partnership with Dukascoin TV. Remember, money can take care of you. It cannot take care of itself.